Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I'm doing an interesting discussion inspired by Savage Saiyan, who I was discussing in the comment section with, on Godly Ki and is it overrated? This is something that is popped up in the Dragon Ball community a ton, and I'm not going to get into the whole Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan God debate because this is always what it boils down to. I know you guys are still going to debate it in the comments. It's inevitable. But, it's always been boiled down to the Godly Ki thing. That's been a big thing. And Godly Ki as a form of power source and energy is something that has never officially been touched upon outside of the films necessarily. Never really has been any official statements on what it is. And, going off of Battle of Gods, we know that you cannot sense the presence of a deity. Now, it is unclear on what that exactly means. I've always looked at this, and I want to mention this part first. We have seen fans say that, Godly Ki cannot be sensed because it is at such a high power that is how it's obtained. Godly Ki is on another level of power. We don't really know if that's exactly what is being meant there. Godly Ki, we don't know if that's being held on a whole nother power. And I say this because if, hypothetically, we could just say this. If one of the Z Fighters, let's just say Goku or even Vegeta, or hell, even Gohan, hypothetically. If Gohan was to train his entire life, maybe even 100 years, to get as strong as Beerus, hypothetically was to get as strong as Beerus, would he obtain Godly Ki just off of that? I don't see that being a possibility, and I don't think that Gohan would be limited necessarily as long as he had the proper, appliances and ways to train to officially get to that power. If he was to get in that power realm, I don't think he would automatically get Godly Ki. You understand what I mean? I think Godly Ki cannot be sensed by normal mortals as well as many other life forms because it's a type of ki that is so rare and is applied to special beings that the mortals and other life forms that cannot sense it, it's so alien to them that it's something that they have not been able to sense. They have not been able to grasp that type of energy. Therefore, they are unfamiliar with it. They are not trained to sense such a thing. Now, it's unclear on how exactly that whole thing works in terms of, that's just my thoughts on it, guys. The only thing I could really say to back it up is my statement before, where it's just my opinion on I couldn't see that Gohan would just magically, let's say hypothetically, get Godly Ki just from getting stronger. You know what I mean? I think that the Godly Ki thing was acquired to Goku only through that God transformation. I don't think if Goku had gotten stronger, training thousands of years, I don't think he would have just automatically gotten that ki or that form hypothetically. It's only done through that ritual that they did in the film. Now, that's kind of where I leave that off, and I'm going to get into minor spoiler territories for Fukatsu no F. I think that, so that's your warning, guys, if you don't want minor spoilers, and I don't think they're that big, but I've seen about 40 minutes of the film, and from what I understand from the film, when Frieza, gets around to the Z Fighters, he does not notice Beerus and Whis until he's actually seeing them and he's surprised at their presence. Now that tells me that Frieza does not have Godly Ki and has not been, cannot sense them. So Frieza, by the way, Frieza is not actually a god in this film. He's just on a godly level of power. See, but that we don't know if he actually acquired any sort of Godly Ki because we don't understand Frieza's physiology at this point. We don't exactly know what he has in his physiology, so we don't know if he actually acquired Godly Ki or not. That, from my understanding, is not actually touched upon in the film. But whether or not he can sense Godly Ki, that's unknown because if you guys remember in the Namek arc, Frieza did not know how to sense normal Ki. Now, I would think that he would at least know how to sense Ki in those 4 months of training, but that's just speculation, guys. I have no clue if he would have figured that out or not. Frieza's personality may have led him to not know, not really care to do this because if you remember from the manga chapters, Frieza was going to compare his power because he knew how strong he was going to get. He had a very good idea of this. he said that he could beat the Buu Saga Goku in the blink of an eye. So that's who he assumed he was going to fight. He didn't know he was going to fight the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku. He didn't know what he was in store, so he was very cocky and rushed his training. So it's very possible he could not learn to sense ki at that point. But it seems unlikely to me, but I cannot be 100% on this. But I want to know what you guys think. I know this discussion was a little bit, interesting because there's obviously not a whole lot of information on this, obviously, but I wanted to discuss this with you guys because I think it's a very interesting discussion that obviously has no definitive answer. And I really like doing those kinds of discussions as long as, I can throw in some, points back here and forth, back and forth with you guys with some evidence that I see in the series as well as the movies. I don't like doing those blatant blind discussions, but I do like ones that are open to interpretation and to leave it for you guys in the comment section to discuss. So I'd like you guys to do that. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think godly ki is something that is a certain tier of power that can only be reached by a certain tier of power? Do you think that godly ki is something that only the strongest characters can have? So if you have godly ki, you're automatically stronger than everyone that does not have it? Or you think godly ki is something that people do not sense because it's alien to them? Or do you pick something completely different? If you guys have a different theory on godly ki, let me know in the comment section. But guys, I mean, nothing I'm saying is officially, a statement from anyone. This is my thoughts on godly ki. So, let me know what you guys think of that, and let me hear your theories as well. But other than that, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you later.